Ubisoft appears to have confirmed that its two main protagonists for Assassin's Creed Shadows, Yasuke and Naui, will be LGBTQ plus. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask if you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com this morning. And in a blog post on the company's website published on May 15th, just about a week ago, the company declared this: Naui and Yasuke's disparate personalities also lead them to have different relationships and rapports with other characters, and they don't always feel the same way about people, nor do people always feel the same way about them. So nothing wrong with that there. Makes sense. But this is the key part right here. They discussed romance options. It says here, romantically, they will also attract and be attracted to different types of people. Through the pair, players will get to experience a multitude of relationships. So obviously that is not confirmed. Obviously, you could have Yasuke just being attracted to women, now just being attracted to men. But I think that this statement is ambiguous enough that it could potentially be that they are indeed having LGBTQ plus relationships, now being attracted to women, Yasuke attracted to men. And I think there is some evidence, other evidence to support this. The company has contracted Dartmouth Associate Professor Sachi Schmidt-Hori. She is an LGBTQ activist with her biography on Dartmouth's website reading this. I am interested in investigating how gender, sexuality, corporeality, and power are represented and negotiated in pre-17th century Japanese narratives and illustrations. My first book, Tales of Idolized Boys, Male Love in Medieval Japanese Narratives, is on medieval Chigo Monogatari, Buddhist acolyte tales, which often depict romantic relationships between Buddhist priests and adolescent boys. These tales challenge a host of normative and moral standards we academics especially internalize, including such ideas as sexual orientation, transgenerational sex, and sexual agency. She's trying to normalize going after the kids. If you follow Aaron McIntyre on X, you know that he's tapping the sign right now, and you know what sign he's tapping. Absolutely sick stuff. It's absolutely abhorrent. It's disgusting. Her biography continues saying, my current project is on the literary representations of milk kinships in pre-17th Japanese tales, including the tale of Oshikubo, the tale of Genji, and the tales of the High Key. The website also reveals the classes she teaches at Dartmouth: Introduction to Japanese Culture, Languages and Scripts of Gender, Class, and Nation, Gender, Sexuality, and Power in Pre-Modern Japan, Classical Japanese Language Grammar and Translation Workshop, and ASCL 60.26, Thinking of Contemporary Issues in Japan through Graphic Novels, Manga. So, of note, the official description from the publisher of Tales of Idolized Boys, Male Love in Medieval Japanese Narratives from the University of Hawaii Press reveals Schmidt-Hori, quote, calls for a shift in the hermeneutic strategies applied to Chigo and Chigo Monogatari, and puts forth both a nuanced historicization of social constructs such as gender, sexuality, age, and agency, and a mode of reading propelled by curiosity and introspection. So this is all things that she is trying to push through these stories. It's how she is interpreting them. This is activism. This is what it is. Earlier in the description for that book, it also says this: Sachi Schmidt-Hori begins by delineating various dimensions of Chigo, the Chigo title, personal names, gender, sexuality, class, politics, and religiosity, to show the complexity of this cultural construct. The Chigo as a triply liminal figure who is neither male nor female, child nor adult, human nor deity. A modern reception history of Chigo Monogatari follows, revealing, not surprisingly, that the tales have often been interpreted through cultural paradigms rooted in historical moments and worldviews far removed from the original. So she is interpreting it through this modern, woke ideological lens. That is what this is saying here. From the 1950s to 1980s, research on Chigo was hindered by widespread homophobic prejudice. More recently, aversion to the age gap in historical master-acolyte relations has prevented scholars from analyzing the religious and political messages underlying the genre. Again, tap the sign. That's what these people want to do. Sick, evil, disgusting. Along with tales of idolized boys, male love, and medieval Japanese narratives, Shimon Hori's other published works include Yashitsune and the Gender Transformations of Japan's Self-Image, The Erotic Family, Structures and Narratives of Milk Kinship in Pre-Modern Japanese Tales, and The Boy Who Lived, The Transfigurations of Chigo in the Medieval Japanese Short Story Ashibiki. So that's all she does. All her published work is pushing LGBTQ plus narratives around Japanese culture. And so not only have they contacted this radical LGBTQ plus activist who clearly is trying to target children, normalize that type of behavior, and is promoting quote unquote transgenerational sex, we have this alleged document that was shared to social media by Jeremy Hambley, aka The Quartering, at the end of April. The document details this: we are proud to represent the diversity and inclusion that exists in society as part of our everyday work. Representation is part of our DNA and will remain that way regardless of external pressure or influences. Ubisoft firmly stands for diversity and inclusion in our workplace and our games, and we believe there is no room for hate in gaming. So I can 100% see all of this stuff. I think is evidence that this statement up here about how the characters are romantically attracted to different types of people is a confirmation that these characters will be LGBTQ plus. And this is wrong. Promoting this stuff is wrong. It is promoting sinful acts. Catholic Answers makes this very clear. Every human being is called to receive a gift of divine sonship, to become a child of God by grace. However, to receive this gift, we must reject sin, including homosexual behavior, that is, acts intended to arouse or stimulate a sexual response regarding a person of the same sex. The Catholic Church teaches that such acts are always violations of divine and natural law. Now, that isn't to say that you can't be tempted by these desires. That is something that happens. That happens to heterosexual people. You have desires, temptations of potentially other women if you're a man, or other men if you're a woman. And those are temptations. You have to reject those. You can't fantasize about them. You can't actually engage in those temptations. And then thus you are engaging in sin. So this is wrong. And what Assassin's Creed Shadows is doing here is wrong. What Ubisoft is doing here is wrong. Let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth. There's a great picture there of Sodom and Gomorrah.